Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is the story of Tag Team. Y'all remember Tag Team from back in the day? They had the jam Whoop There It Is. Tag Team is an American hip hop rap duo residing in Atlanta, Georgia. They're best known for their 1993 single Whoomp There It Is, which appeared in a number of commercials, films, and TV shows. The duo consisted of Cecil Glenn, DC, the Brain Supreme, and Steve Gibson, also known as Steve Rowland. In the early 90s, Tag Team broke stereotypes about the hip hop genre by demonstrating that there is more to hip hop than inflammatory lyrics. The success of Whoop There It Is represented a milestone in the history of hip hop because they have been enjoyed by culturally and generationally diverse audiences. DC Glenn and Steve Gibson grew up in Denver, Colorado. They met at Manual High School in 1982, where they both pursued their interest in music. Steve Gibson played the drums in the jazz band and attended audio engineering classes at an early college education program, while DC Glenn sang as a tenor in Manual High School's Bold Vibrations chorus. They began to develop as hip-hop artists in their youth, but the musical style of Tag Team originated after they moved to Georgia and were exposed to the southern-based genre. In 1988, Steve enrolled in the Art Institute of Atlanta to study studio engineering. DC followed shortly after. He had been attending Sacramento State University. It was in the South that the two were inspired by artists such as Success in Effect and Kilo Ali as they explored the roots of the Southern hip hop genre. In 1990, Steve and DC released their first 12-inch single, Strictly Political, as the Tag Team crew. In August 92, Tag Team recorded Whoomp There It Is. At the time, Steve was working as the main DJ at a gentleman's club in Atlanta called Magic City, which would later become recognized as a hub of Atlanta hip-hop and rap music. DC played the track in the club on the same day it was mixed. The song received the biggest crowd response he had ever seen as a DJ. The single was shopped to and rejected by multiple record labels because executives were unfamiliar with Southern bass and were skeptical if the sound would sell around the country. DC Glenn instead borrowed $2,500 from his parents to press 800 records. The singles quickly sold out in Atlanta through word of mouth alone. A representative from Mercury Records ultimately pointed them in the right direction, suggesting that the best person to promote music from the Southern-based genre was Stax Records mogul Al Bell. DC reached out to Al Bell, who agreed to sign Tag Team. Within months, Whoomp reached the top position on the Billboard Hot R&B Hip Hop chart and Hot 100 Single Sales chart. The record held the number 2 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 chart for 7 consecutive weeks and reached platinum status, signifying to sell at least 1 million copies. In February 94, it received its 4th platinum certification. The song came to be used at sports events and in motion picture productions such as Elf, Shark Tale, Beverly Hills, Chihuahua, and D2 The Mighty Ducks. A similar song, Whoop There It Is, was released by the Miami-based group 95 South a month prior to Tag Team's Whoomp. Both groups' record companies maintained that the similarities were a coincidence, as the phrase Whoomp or Whoop There It Is was a common expression used by dancers in Atlanta and Miami nightclubs where members from both groups spent a lot of time. Arsenio Hall hosted both groups on his show to perform their version of the songs and let viewers vote on their favorite by calling 900 number to donate money to the relief effort for the 1993 Midwest floods. Lyrically and musically, critics and listeners have pointed out that the song's positive and uplifting vibe. The phrase Whoomp There It Is has come to mean something similar to look at that. It is intended to encourage positive partying. Tag Team's album, Whoomp There It Is, which spawned the eponymous single, was certified gold and 2 more singles were released from it. However, neither could recapture the popularity of the 4 times platinum Whoomp single. Tag Team's 1995 follow-up album, Audio Entertainment, sold poorly, in part as a consequence of their label's looming legal and financial issues. In 1997, Tag Team's record label, Belmont Records, filed for bankruptcy after paying out a settlement in a lawsuit against claiming that Tag Team had sampled Kano's I'm Ready without consent. When Belmont's assets were split up, the ownership rights to Whoomp were in question. After 24 years, a long and tenuous dispute regarding the song's ownership rights and related copyright infringement damages were finally settled in bankruptcy court. The duo retained 100% of the writer's share and received a portion of the publisher's income derived from the exploitation and any future sale of rights to Whoomp. They were also granted the right to recover performance royalties from third parties. Amid these circumstances, DC Glenn returned to DJing at Atlanta nightclubs. Though they never formally ended their partnership and intending to take only a brief hiatus in the mid-90s, they stopped recording and performing as tag team for nearly a decade. Whoomp There It Is, and by extension, Tag Team itself, began to see a resurgence in 2003 when the song appeared in Elf. Over the next couple of years, it turned them in other movies and TV shows as well. DC and Steve were invited to several corporate events to perform their hit as they experienced its renaissance, but neither had plans to revive Tag Team. They performed at the San Francisco 49ers halftime show and the 2019 Hammer House Party Tour. Tag Team's role in the popularization of Atlanta's version of Miami-based Southern bass contributes to the rise of Atlanta as a home for unique alternatives to the established East Coast, West Coast hip-hop identities, including DJ MZH, aka Marcus Hobart. Around the end of 2000, Tag Team appeared in a Geico commercial parodying Whoomp with an ice cream scenario and the substitute lyric, Scoop. Okay, y'all, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.